Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Crystal, and today we're doing a story time. Okay? I'm almost out of coffee. As if I need any more. Okay, so story time. Alright, so the next two story times are kind of gonna be like I don't know what that was. My brain just like sputtered. They're kind of gonna be like a part one and a part two, but I'm not going to tell them together, okay? I'm going to let them be their own stories. So, anyways, when I'm filming this, it's the 27th of December, but you're going to be seeing these after the new year. So, anywho's. So, holidays coming up. This was the week before Christmas. You know, Christmas was on a Sunday. Week before Christmas, my mom is sick. My kids are sick. They're out of school, thank goodness. But the kids are sick. My mom's sick. Actually, at the time, Max wasn't really like showing any symptoms. So, Sophia was at my mom's. The 2-6 were over there, and then I had Max with me. But Max wanted to go over to grandma's one day, so I dropped him off, and I was kind of like going back and forth between my mom's house and my house. And so my dogs were kind of left unattended quite a bit. They're not used to that. They're going to have to get used to it because, as you know, I've been a stay-at-home mom. So they are used to having mom there pretty much all the time. And with me being gone, I'm going to do stuff. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm picking up the kids. I mean, I picked up my kids before, but you know what I mean. All of the things, they are getting a little restless. And when I say they, I specifically mean Gus. So Rosie and Sasha both have a crate that I put them in whenever I leave the house to keep them from getting into things. I don't love doing it because I hate the thought of them being locked in their crates. But at the same time, it's for their own good because sometimes Sasha will get a wild hair per booty and decide she'll go eat a rug or something like that, eat a blanket and make herself sick. Because who can eat rugs and blankets and not get sick? But you know what I mean. And then Rosie, she'll try to get in the trash. She'll try to do this. She'll try to get on the counter and eat stuff that she doesn't need. But Gus hasn't had a kennel or a crate in a really long time. He tore up the one that he had when he was a puppy, and we were just like, well, he's pretty good whenever we leave him home alone. It really wasn't for that long of an extended period of time. But anywho, since moving here, leaving him at home and stuff, it was progressively getting where he was getting into more and more mischief while he was home alone because he was out and about. So I have double doors at my kitchen and I have double doors at my living room. So I was closing those double doors. The girls were in their crates, and then Gus only had free reign of the kitchen and the living room. So I was like, you know, he'll play with his toys, he'll lay on his dog bed, you know, whatever. Well, I had been at my mom's. I think we were watching Wednesday. I hadn't watched it, and I was just like, whenever people were talking about it, I was like, I'm not interested in it. I don't think that's my thing. It's actually a really good show. If you haven't checked it out, you should watch it. But anyways, we were watching that, and I was like, no, I gotta go. The dogs are home alone. Both of the kids wanted to spend the night at grandma, so I was like, okay, cool. I come home alone. I get home, and the first thing I see when I walk through my garage door, like into my house, is cardboard. And I was like, what is that cardboard? And I was like, oh crap. Gus must have gotten bored and opened somebody's present and he tore up the cardboard. No big deal. I'll put it in another box. Hopefully he didn't tear up whatever it was. You know, cool. Because he's not really destructive. He doesn't really normally tear up things. It was a bottle of ibuprofen, kids ibuprofen, that I had gotten for them. It was the only one on the shelf. And I had bought it like the day before, just in case, you know, because they're both, you know, kind of under the weather and they don't have fevers, but I was like, just in case over the Christmas weekend, they need an ibuprofen. We're running low on the bottle that we have. It was a bottle of ibuprofen chewable tablets, okay? He had ripped the box off and then bit the bottle. The lid had popped off and some of the ibuprofen had fallen out, but he didn't eat any of them. They were all still there. So I was able to take all of the pills that were still in the bottle that hadn't been touched, dump them in a baggie, still got those. Cool, cleaned up that mess. And then I look over to the right into my living room, and it looked like it had snowed. It looked like it had come a blizzard in my living room, and I'm like, what is that? And I'm trying to figure out in my brain as I'm cleaning up the other mess what that could possibly be. I have no idea. And I'm looking at it and I'm looking at it, and I get over closer and I'm looking at the floor and I'm like, what is this? I have no idea what this is. It's everywhere. It's on my couch. It's on my chair. It's all over the floor. It's on the rug. It's everywhere. It's on the coffee table. I mean, like, it is everywhere in there. And then I realize when I see a package on the floor that it is a bag of flaked coconut that he had gotten off the counter and had a great time with, okay? He had himself a field day, ripping that bag apart and throwing flaked coconut everywhere. Thankfully, he didn't get both bags because there were 2 on the counter. Thankfully, he only got the 1, but he ripped that bag up and he made the biggest mess all over the living room. So here I am, I'm like, okay, I'm trying to vacuum up all the flaked coconut. Well, when I had gone to Mom's, I had taken Rosie with me, and we had just gotten back, and I hear something. It's Rosie barfing under the Christmas tree. I'm like, don't barf on the presents. I clean that up. Then she's in the kitchen. She barfs again. I'm like, So I clean that up. Then she gets on the couch. I'm like, there's no possible way you have any more barf in you. Lay down, sweet girl. I clean off her mouth. All that good stuff. I'm still cleaning up flaked coconut at this point, okay, because it is everywhere. Everywhere. Thankfully, it was unsweetened, so it wasn't, like, sticky. Thank you, Lord, for the fact that they didn't have the sweetened coconut, because that's what I was going for, but thank you. You knew what was going to happen. But anyways, so I'm vacuuming up all the coconut, and I'm like... crap, I'm going to have to empty the vacuum because it's so full of coconut. It's not sucking up anymore. So I go to empty the vacuum and I hear the sound. And if you have dogs, you know what the sound is whenever they're about to barf. You know the sound, and you instantly, like, you get chills down your spine and you're like, where are they? And she was on the couch, and before I could get to her, she puked. In between the couch cushions, like, here are both cushions, she puked right on the seam between 2 couch cushions on my brand new couch that has been in my house less than a week. Or maybe a week at that point. Maybe. Okay? My furniture. My brand new furniture. She puked on it. She felt bad. I could tell. She was sad. I was sad. We were all sad. It's all cleaned up now. But, really? But anywho, yeah. So, Gus made it snow in the house. He wanted Mommy to have a white Christmas, apparently. And Rosie barfed on my new furniture. Okay? I feel like I'm constantly going to have crazy dog stories because these dogs are absolutely nutso. So, after that, Mom had already ordered him a kennel. She had already ordered him one from Chewy because I told her, I was like, I'm going to have to lock him up. Because he had decided that he would pee on some things out of boredom as well. I think he has never peed on things in the house, ever. Like, he never even really had accidents in the house whenever he was being potty trained as a puppy. And I think he was acting out of frustration and boredom because I left him home alone. Because I had left him home alone one night, and I was at my mom's. I came back, and he had peed in, like, 4 different spots. And I was just so frustrated and so upset. I'm trying to clean up all this stuff, and it was just, you know what I mean? I have a carpet cleaner. Everything's clean. Everything's good now. But at the time, it was just, like, so overwhelming. I was so frustrated. So that was when my mom ordered the kennel, because she was like, you're going to have to lock him up while you're gone so you're not, like, constantly worried he's about to tear something up or whatever. So he now has a kennel. But I will tell you, a story that goes along with the kennel in the next part, Dogs Gone Wild Part 2. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this little story time about my Goose Goose. He is sleeping underneath me right now. He is a precious dog, but if you have a lab, you know they get into stuff and they are mischievous. Okay, that is just what they do. He is not my first lab. The first one, she was a complete nightmare for the first couple of years of her life. She ate a lamp. She ripped all the carpet out of her room. She ate her kennel. She ate Christmas ornaments. Like, he is tame compared to my lab, Gracie, God rest her soul. He is tame compared to her. So I'm going to count my blessings and be thankful he hasn't demolished the house yet. But I hope you enjoyed this story time. I love you guys. Make sure you come back next Tuesday for part 2 of Dogs Gone Wild. You're not going to want to miss this, and I'm going to insert a photo in the next one because I have a photo of the next thing that happened. I didn't take a photo of the coconut because I was just like, oh my gosh, I've got to get it cleaned up. I don't want food all over my house, and I don't want bugs. So anyways, I love you guys. If you haven't subscribed, please do that before you go. Go ahead and check out the links in my description box to go over to my TikTok and my Instagram to follow me over there, and I will see you next time. Bye.